Hello everyone, and welcome back for episode 26. This is a Manhunt session on the Rome map, and I actually had a pretty decent game here. I wasn't really playing with any of my friends, these are just all random players. And, you know, the game for the most part went well. I made a couple of mistakes, and we'll point those out when they happen, kind of talk about them. And you know, the good thing about recording this is it helps me to work on my gameplay. I get to see mistakes I make, and I know from that I can go back and do something differently to improve my playstyle every time I get a chance. Now this first guy comes in, he starts a chase, which is lucky for me because I really didn't see him. The next guy here walks around the corner, which NPCs just don't typically do that. They're normally a blend group if they're going to walk around. So I want to stay close. I've got 2 out of my 3 stuns here for a 3 streak, which is my easy 250 points. And luckily this guy, I don't know if he was afraid he was going to kill an NPC or what his thought process was, but he gives me a free stun there, so thanks for that. Now since I have no abilities and no one to really team up with, I just want to kind of get away from Trouble, but unfortunately Trouble decides to follow. So this guy really wants to win this chase, and I really want him to stay close because if I can get my escape, it's a free stun. So I'm going to try to blend in with as many people as I can. I'm going to hide around corners, whatever it takes. And once I see him getting close here, you know, I want to hide because if I lose this as such, it's a free stun. He has no contract at that point. Alright, so hopefully this teammate wants to switch off and go get him, and I think they do. And lo and behold, I have another chase started. Who lures? So, second free stun there. Now what happens next, unfortunately, is, you know, it's kind of a tie. This guy throws smoke, I use mute, but nevertheless, he's going to end up getting me here. So, the lesson that I learned from this one is probably use the mute and hold on, don't rush him as quickly, or use smoke instead. That way I could have tied it up with him, and then there's the chance I stun him, there's also the chance I don't. Alright, so now our counter is back down to 1. I use a kill buffer on this ability set. It's kind of a cheap way to get a 3 streak, but you know, it's just easy points really when it comes down to it. So my second guy here doesn't get up, and then I get offensive muted. So nowhere to go. Alright, so what I'm thinking here is, you know, maybe I should go team up with one of these other guys. I see him blended, hoping, you know, maybe he has some abilities. If he can at least get 1 or 2 on the ground, you know, maybe I'll have a chance at that point to stun them when they get up. I watch 2 guys come in. I'm able to get a stun off of this one. I know the other one joined that group. He lures, and I get that one. So what I want to do is hide around my teammate here in the hopes that they'll use an ability, but they don't. So dead once more. Good news is he only killed me for 150 points, and since I stunned 2 of them, I got 400 points for that. So for all the math majors out there, that means we are doing better than them at that point. The good news is I have one teammate that really wants to work for stuns here. This is always a toss-up, and this time I just get lucky being able to get the stun. It doesn't always work that way, believe me. It's kind of funny, we get 2 lures here. This guy gets the stun, and so while he's being killed, I'm going to try to rush in and get 1, but there's just really no way to get the second guy. The good news is now I have boost cooldowns, and I can use my boost, as you know, to get my abilities back anytime that I die. So you see now, I come back with boost cooldowns, and we're into 10 seconds. So, not really much help from the boost cooldown, but we got, I think, 2 stuns out of this after I stun an NPC, of course. Can't expect to stun 2 people without getting 1 NPC out of the deal. So now we're off to round 2, where we actually get to kill people, and this is probably the round where I make the most mistakes.
Round 2.
And we'll talk about them, and I'm working on ways to try to fix some of these mistakes. You know, normally when I play with random players, I don't use poison because I've had so many kills taken. Not to mention your whole team can get stunned from 1 poison kill if they're not careful, if they don't realize what's going on, they don't know to get out of the way. And there's plenty of ways to avoid it, but then there's also lots of ways that you can cause problems to happen just from using poison. You know, you get maybe a 650 point kill, but then you get 3 people stunned for 600 points, so you're not really winning on that one. Now the idea here is I'm picking him out. I noticed this guy, so I poison him, drop smoke, so I can pick the next guy out. Now, here's a bit of luck in that the other teammates are able to kill this guy, and the poison had already died. So that gives me 2 kills, 1 for 700, and then our poison kill got us, along with the multi-kill, 650. So way back, this guy uses mute, I'm able to sneak in and kill on that one too, and stay discreet. Now this next kill worked out really well. When I turn the corner, I see they're all starting to team back up, but one's really close. Now, I see this Vanguard around the corner, and my compass is going crazy, so I know, you know, I'm either going to kill an NPC and make a good guess, or I get a player. And I was able to get hit in extreme variety, so 1150 for that kill. I'll take those any day of the week. Now, I'm not really sure about this, but I do get to see his buddy stun an NPC because he hears my whispers. So I'm just going to blend and kind of follow him. I don't think he has any idea I'm here. But before my teammate can steal my lock, I decide to just come in and get my hidden discreet kill. Another 450 points. So now this is kind of bad, but typically when I have randoms in a game, I'm going to let them go in first. Try to make the kill. Because not all the time, like you see here, this guy really either knew what he was looking at or just made a really good guess. But I kind of use them as a shield. I let them take the smoke and the mute, get the stuns, and I just kind of wait back and get the easy kill. Not to mention I'm going to walk in silently or discreet. I'm going to get more points. So here's a good example. This guy going first, smoked. I'm going to drop mine, catch this guy. And, you know, I saved the guy, but when you think about team games, don't think about yourself. If you do, that's where the biggest mistakes are coming in. Now, speaking of mistakes, this is one. I think I have the right guy here, but I'm completely wrong, you know, and as many times as I watch that, I still want to think that I've made the right decision here when I see my compass light up. But, nevertheless, whether I read it wrong or it was just misleading to me, it was wrong. What I should have done was gone in and tried to stab him instead of poison, because now, you know, I'm looking at a 90-second cooldown on long-lasting poison. Luckily, someone throws firecrackers here. Very good use of firecrackers, by the way. Which brings me to a point. I've been playing some Brotherhood lately, and I've just noticed that firecrackers on Revelations are kind of a joke compared to what we used to have in Brotherhood. I mean, they're just far superior. So maybe in AC3 we'll actually get to see some better quality firecrackers. Because they're not a bad ability. You just have to know how to use them. Alright, so we have a teammate here that lures, but the good news is they don't take my lock, or they were trying and just failed, I'm not sure which. Now, normally when I'm playing with people that, you know, I don't know if I can trust them or not, I like to get away from my team and hunt on my own. If there's more than myself, I will wait back and let them go in, as I said before. So I know there's someone in the hay bale here. Now this is another mistake I make. I walk in and drop smoke anyway, even though I see the guy get out. Now this turns out to be an actually good mistake because I caught someone that was blended in a group behind me, so I get a hidden out of this as an accident, really. And I don't really like to chase people on the roof, so I'm going to let that guy have the roof. I'll just run away from him. Find someone else that's down. This part of the map's always kind of tricky to me because this statue sometimes kind of a little tricky depending on how you come in. You get line of sight even though they're hiding behind the statue, which is kind of weird, but that's the game. It was 11,000, like I said, made a few mistakes. May have been able to get 12, 13,000 out of this game without those, but you know, this is why I do this. This is why I watch these videos. So I hope you enjoyed it, and check us out next time.